Yes, another example ripped from the headlines for the tip of the week this week, Rich. Working with a consulting client of mine, and they're experiencing the pain, the growth pains that every business experiences. Happens to be, we're talking about MSPs here, so they're experiencing growth pains in areas of people and staffing, process, and platform optimization, configuration, integration, and then measuring and forecasting and capacity planning for continued growth. So, three quick ideas to share. They fall within the categories of scalable infrastructure, process standardization, and then performance measurement and scalability forecasting. The first one, scalable infrastructure, Rich. This is nothing new. I hope to the MSPs in our audience is understanding that they have to have the capacity from an infrastructure perspective, from a platform perspective, from a training and documentation perspective to scale, to grow, meaning the choke point that a lot of MSPs experience when they begin selling more and have a much higher level of success at closing sales because they've achieved a higher level of maturity there. The choke point being the onboarding process for new clients, and then once they get through the onboarding process, it's the ongoing support and delivery of services to those clients. So from a scalable infrastructure perspective, we're talking about the ability to deliver service to these clients. Number one, from a hybrid perspective, I know that a lot of MSPs, Rich, have the mindset that, hey, I need everyone in the office to work and deliver service to my clients. I tend to lean in that direction as well because I know the value of having the service desk team in one area in a bullpen. It certainly accelerates cross training and collaboration and things like that. But I do know that there are other MSPs that I know of that have more of a hybrid philosophy about this. Some of it is kind of half time in the office, half time, at home. 3 days in the office, 2 days out. And we know that because of the cost of labor for talent today, Rich, we have some MSPs that have a portion, if not all, of their technical teams completely remote. And this may be in North America, maybe internationally. We're seeing the capability to support clients, a completely different opportunity to do that today than maybe we felt comfortable doing 15 years ago, for instance, right? The world is catching up and we're able to leverage these folks. So, how do we scale our internal infrastructure to support everybody, meaning that everybody has the equipment, the platforms they need, the access they need? And then, how do we support the hybrid folks from a security perspective, from a platform perspective, from a collaboration perspective? We've talked, Rich, about some of the challenges on other episodes of just keeping the teams, in tune, motivated, right? Their performance being measured so they're delivering service at a very high level of performance, as close as we can get to having everybody in the office and things like that. So thinking about scaling the infrastructure to support all these types of service delivery models, and then to support the way that our clients have their distributed teams, locations, and hybrid workforces as well. Number one tip. Number two, the one that we always talk about, Rich, process standardization. This particular client I'm working with right now, they are busting at the seams in terms of growth, but what's stymieing them from scaling efficiently and it's costing them more in labor is because they still have a lot of work to do in standardizing and documenting their processes. And not only that, Rich, but identifying and documenting the roles of every member of the team so that we're not kind of trying to figure out who's got the ball over here. I thought that was your responsibility, and having a real effective way to understand who's responsible for what. We're directing the tickets to the appropriate resources that have been trained and have the documentation, and the process is documented so they can knock out those tickets and not sending, level one tickets to level three technicians, for instance, which would be our most costly service that we deliver to anybody, and vice versa, not sending tickets to level one engineering queue that don't have the ability to solve those tickets and work on it for a while and then escalate it back out again. Number three, growth forecasting. Do we know when to hire the next resource in the organization? This extends beyond service, Rich. Like from a service perspective, I'll take that first. How many clients or end users can we support with our existing staff? How many tickets are we analyzing to say, hey, we from a typical client, maybe it's 20 users, 50 users, 100 users, what kinds of tickets are they generating based upon different things like, their maturity level? Are they noisy clients? Are they the typical client? And then how many tickets end up in level one? 97, 98% easy, Rich. That's what my experience tells me. And statistics tell us I come from enterprise with some of this data, building out call centers and service desks. This is what we track. 98%, maybe level one, maybe more if we can get it. These are the tickets that we can close within that first call resolution because we're not sending level two tickets to level one, so we can generate that type of performance. How long does it take? How many tickets can a level one technician close per day when they have the proper infrastructure support, capacity planning, and process standardization? Same thing with level two and level three. So when we bring on a new client, how many new clients can we bring on without having to scale our services, not only with service delivery, but hey, sales engineering, vCIO roles, sales. Do we have more capacity than sales? That means that we have more service and more capacity to serve more clients, but we haven't filled that need for bringing on new clients. So now we look at our sales process and our sales tools and do we need to hire more salespeople to serve our needs? So 3 quick tips all around helping us manage growth and grow in a consistent, scalable, predictable manner. That's the key.
I know we have spoken about this before. I don't know if we've spoken about it on the podcast, but I wrote an article once upon a time about the characteristics that the fastest growing MSPs in the industry have in common. And actually, originally it was I call the answers the 3 S's. More recently, I've added a 4th, so it's now 4 S's. And the newest addition to the list is let's call it strategy. The ability to think strategically about IT and how it can help your customers. Specialization is another one. Pick a vertical or two, pick a technology, CRM, whatever it is, and specialize. That's going to help you grow further and faster. But the other 2 S's on that list are both on your list here, and that's standardization and scalability, and building those into everything that you do at the company to the maximum degree possible. I have found, through the years consistently, companies that do those 4 things, very much including standardization and scalability, outgrow the competition.
And do it much more profitably, I would add to that. Yeah, great. 4 S's. All right. So now we have even more fodder for more tips of the week as we might be unpacking each one of those over in the next series of podcasts, Rich.